Michael Adams, a 32-year-old billionaire and owner of a luxury car company, is tired of women loving him for his money and fame. After a painful breakup where his fiancée left him for a richer man, he decides to go undercover as a poor mechanic at one of his own car workshops in the city. He changes his name to Mike, wears rough clothes, drives an old truck, and lives in a small rented apartment. One afternoon, Sophia, a kind-hearted woman in her late 20s, brings in her old car for repair. She's a nurse, struggling to pay her brother's hospital bills. Unlike others, Sophia talks to Mike with respect, not pity. She offers him coffee, laughs at his jokes, and even defends him when another customer insults him for being just a mechanic. Michael starts falling for her humility and heart, not her looks. He secretly helps her by fixing her car for free and gives her a small loan anonymously for her brother's surgery. Meanwhile, his assistant at the company pressures him to return. A big investor is pulling out because Michael has been missing. Michael decides to reveal his true identity, but not yet. He wants to be sure her love is real. Sophia accidentally finds out the truth when she sees him on TV as Michael Adams, the billionaire CEO. Feeling betrayed, she walks away, believing he only played with her emotions. Michael tries to explain that he wanted to find someone who would love him for who he truly was, not for his wealth. Weeks later, Michael organizes a free car repair outreach for low-income workers in her neighborhood, as himself, not as the mechanic. Sophia sees that he's still humble, kind, and genuine despite his status. She forgives him after realizing his intentions were pure. The sound of metal clashing filled the air as grease stained his hands. The billionaire who owned 10 car factories was fixing an old Toyota in a dusty garage, but today he wasn't a CEO. He was just Mike, a poor mechanic, searching for something money could never buy: true love. Michael Adams, 32 years old, was one of the most successful businessmen in the country. His luxury car company had made him a billionaire, but his heart remained empty. Every woman he met seemed to see only his wealth, never the man behind the money. After his fiancée left him for a richer man, Michael made a strange decision. He wanted to find someone who would love him for who he truly was, not for his money or his fame. So he went undercover. He bought an old jacket, rented a tiny one-room apartment in the city, and began working as a mechanic in one of his own car workshops, pretending to be an ordinary man named Mike. For the first time in years, he felt free. No meetings, no cameras, no pressure, just oil, metal, and silence. One hot afternoon, a young woman drove into the garage with an old, battered car that coughed and sputtered as it rolled in. "Oh no, not again. Please don't die on me, not today," she muttered, slamming the steering wheel before stepping out. "Need some help there, miss?" Mike asked, wiping his hands on a rag. "Yes, please." "It's been making this strange noise for days," she said, looking frustrated but polite. "Leave it to me," he replied with a reassuring smile. "I'll take a look." He opened the hood and started working while she stood by, watching quietly. Unlike most customers, she didn't look down on him or treat him as invisible. Instead, she asked about his day, offered him a bottle of water, and even laughed at his jokes. When she brought him a cup of coffee, he smiled. "You didn't have to get me coffee, you know." She shrugged playfully. "Well, you didn't have to fix my car with such patience either. Fair trade, right?" They laughed together. For the first time in years, Michael felt warmth in someone's presence, a feeling that had nothing to do with money or status. Over the next few weeks, the woman, whose name was Sophia, kept returning. Sometimes it was for small car issues, other times she simply stopped by to chat. Mike learned that she worked as a nurse and lived with her younger brother Daniel, who was battling a heart condition. She often skipped meals to save money for his hospital bills. One evening, after closing the shop, Mike found her sitting by her car, quietly crying. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked softly. She tried to smile, but her voice broke. "Just a rough day. My brother's surgery is next week, and I don't know how I'll pay for it." Michael's heart ached. That night, while the city slept, he made a decision. Using one of his charity accounts, he paid off the remaining balance of Daniel's hospital bill anonymously. He didn't want thanks. He just wanted to help. The next morning, Sophia rushed into the garage, eyes filled with tears. But this time, tears of joy. "Mike! You won't believe it. Someone just cleared my brother's hospital bills. I don't even know who did it." He forced a surprised expression. "Really? Wow, that's amazing. Maybe good people still exist in this world." She smiled and nodded. Maybe they do. As the days passed, Michael realized he was falling deeply in love. Sophia's kindness, humility, and laughter made him feel alive again. But keeping his secret was becoming harder. His assistant from the company kept calling, warning him that his absence was starting to cause problems. One afternoon, as he was closing the garage, Sophia walked in with her phone in her hand, her face pale. She stopped a few feet away from him. "Mike? Is this you?" she asked in a trembling voice. She turned the phone screen toward him. It was a news headline showing a photo of Michael Adams, billionaire CEO, smiling in a suit at a charity event. He froze. "Sophia, I can explain. You're him. You're Michael Adams," she shouted, her voice breaking. "You lied to me all this time." "I didn't lie about how I feel," he said quietly. "I just needed to know if someone could love me for me, not for my money." "So what was I then?" "Your experiment?" she snapped, tears rolling down her cheeks. "No, Sophia, it wasn't like that. You should have trusted me, Mike. Or should I say, Mr. Adams?" She turned away before he could speak again, leaving him standing alone in the fading sunlight, his heart heavier than ever. Weeks passed. Michael couldn't stop thinking about her. Her smile, her voice, the kindness she carried even when life was hard. He realized that love couldn't be tested or measured. It had to be given freely. Determined to make things right, he organized a free car repair program in Sophia's neighborhood, offering free services for low-income workers and donating funds to nearby hospitals. There were no cameras, no reporters, just him, in his old mechanic jacket, fixing cars again. When Sophia arrived to volunteer, she froze in place. There he was, the same man she had fallen in love with, working on a car with grease on his hands. "You're still doing this?" she asked softly. He smiled. "Yeah, guess I'm more of a mechanic at heart than a billionaire." "You didn't have to do all this," she said. "I didn't do it to impress you, Sophia," he replied gently. "I did it because helping people makes me happy, and because I never stopped caring about you." She looked at him, the same eyes she once trusted, now filled with sincerity. "I was angry because I thought you were playing with me. But now, I understand." "I don't want to lose you again," he said quietly. "No secrets this time, just me." He handed her a small car key. "What's this?" she asked. "Your car. I fixed it myself. Consider it a thank you, not from a billionaire but from a man who found his heart because of you." She smiled, her eyes glistening. "You're impossible, Mike." "Maybe," he laughed softly, "but I'm yours, if you'll have me." She took his hand, and for the first time in a long while, they both felt whole. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find what truly matters. Michael Adams had all the money in the world, but it took a humble mechanic's life to discover what real love was. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to click the subscribe button for more weekly storytelling videos like this.